Here we go.
And we're live, folks. Welcome back to another fantastic, well, we don't know if it's going to be fantastic yet, but it's going to be amazing live reality games podcast here at facebook.com/live reality games. Now, we have a big holiday coming up, and this is a great time to be thankful for everything that we have. We have some special charities to mention, some special players, and we're joined here with some special guests here tonight. First off, Kirk, welcome.
Hey, lover.
So,
if you didn't know, we're partners.
Yeah.
Prime.
Kirk is pretty familiar with the charity scene here. He hosted an event called Coco Pele Returns, which we hosted for a small charity in Irons, Michigan, that Little Mary's Hospitality House. We also are joined by Taylor. Taylor, welcome.
A queen.
Hi. No.
Yeah.
Taylor is a fan of all these live reality games, and she watches Live to Give, and she currently is in the current season of Survivor BC, which is airing on YouTube. And then we also are joined here as we are to talk about the cast of Live to Give 2021 and the new season coming up. Brandon, the host. Brandon, welcome.
Thank you, guys. I'm excited to be here.
So before we get started, I just want to say thank you to all the fans, all the community out there, all the people that have worked so hard on these podcasts, so on and so forth, and all the production members that make these events possible. I know it's a difficult time for everyone out there. It's not necessarily even about the donations that we may receive from these highlights. We do recommend, if you're interested in the charity, definitely go to their website, share a page on Facebook, just get involved some way like that, and it doesn't cost any money to start that fundraiser like that. We have some great charities to share. Thanks, Lance, for joining in, which we may get to soon in our cast assessment.
Who is that?
Who's that?
Who's Lance?
We'll find this out. But also, we have a very special guest joining us tonight from season 14 of Survivor. Lip Gloss Rita.
Oh my God!
Rita! Again.
Taylor, from my dad. You know, you're from my dad's and my brother's birthplace.
Michigan.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh no, I see your last name. Sorry, is that your last name?
Sorry. Oh no, yeah, it is my last name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
okay.
it's so great to see everybody again. Of course, Dustin, we already had our excited hello again.
Awesome.
But Brandon,
So, hi, I know.
Kirk,
Good to see you again.
my fellow draft beer flight.
Rita. So Rita and Rita was my special.
You want to fill it in?
This is ironic because you were my special guest when I was covering Survival Challenge. So now I kind of so she'd pop in, and you were their special guest at the end, like get to talk to Rita and like decompress from the show, and then we went out for some drafts and had a great time.
Yeah, that was a cool place. Really cool place.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
And then,
how it's really, I was just telling Dustin, and I'll say it quickly again, how meaningful this is to me. It really, really means so much to me to be here in representation of the most amazing reality show ever. But just so grateful to it because of the public, the huge public voice that it has given me. And gives so many of my Survivor brothers and sisters to help others. So I can't thank you enough. You don't know how much it means to me that you reach out to me to help in, for me, it feels like the smallest way because you, Brandon, Kirk, Dustin, Taylor, all of you guys and everyone behind you, beside you, in front of you are the ones that are really doing all the hard work. Thank you for giving me a chance to at least give my grain of stand and help and to get a chance to say hi to and thank all the followers and fans. You're getting kisses from Lip Gloss Rita. So thank you so much.
And Brandon knows Rita a little bit. Rita helped out for a mini, I believe, you hosted online. Is that correct?
Yes. It was super fun.
Brandon. I'm so proud
What's
of
that?
myself. Yay.
I know. Rita went all the way. I think Final Four. Final
Yes.
Four. So it was a really fun night. It was a long night. It was like a 10-ish hour evening game. So
but it
that
was
was
all
awesome.
about them.
worth it. It was
It
so
was
worth
so
it.
worth it.
I want to tell you, Brandon, again, and your team, congratulate whoever's out there listening to this. If you ever reaches out to you, do it. It is so well organized. It's so well organized. I think I had some I call it PT, post-survivor traumatic disorder nightmares afterwards. It's that realistically well done, even though it was like online. I kid you not. It's really, really well put together. So do it. And then, of course, as you know, behind it, that one in particular, and I want to just put it out there for those of you to look it up. We're still helping our fellow sister Sunday to continue her fight we know she's not just going to survive it, but thrive it with her fight with breast cancer. So, Google it, reach out to Brandon. That's also another charity, anything helping cancer, in particular, my survivor sister Sunday. Please reach out and do that.
Yeah, and I think Rita will get to that in a little bit. So I will leave you to talk about the contestants in the Live to Give 2021. Anyone with comments, please chime in. If you need to message me, I'll be here in the backstage to help out with any questions about the donations. And then I'll leave you to it. I'll pop up the little slideshow of the contestants. And thanks again, everyone, for being here.
Thank
Enjoy.
you. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Dustin, for setting that up for us. Wow, that
Yeah,
was
I was like-
literally Rita. That was a blind side. And
like 3 minutes in. Hadn't even started. I'm like trying to brain process everything now.
Yay! So excited.
So here we are next year, July 15th, July 18th. Everybody's knocking on wood right now because we are going to beat this. We're all going to beat and survive COVID. And that's why I just love this game, because it gives us that tenacity to like fight. Humans just got to keep fighting. So 2021, can't wait to watch it. Fans, favorites versus famous. Ooh, Brandon.
Ooh.
Fun title.
Wow, super
Yes.
exciting.
Really fun. And as I mentioned, it's so well put together. So here we are. What do we have there? So here we have the favorites, right?
So up next is Cam. Cam is a social media manager from Brooklyn, and it looks like he is playing for the charity Out Front Minnesota, which is a mission to create a state where it says lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people are free to be who they are, love who they love, and live without fear of violence, harassment, or discrimination. Very cool. He's a favorite. So, Brandon, do you want to tell us, is there anything else we should know about Cam?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I've said before, I can't dive into in-depth details about everyone, but Cam was like one of the first. Season 1 wasn't filmed. I put it together in I think 2 weeks. So Cam really was like part of the starting season 2 of when I feel like this really became big. I think he raised like over $17,000 that season. So Cam was like part of the starting of this. So I'm super excited to have him back, because it's been like 3 years. So, and he's 23. So he was like, well, now I think he's 24. So he was 20 when this started, and now that's a lot of time. So especially at that age. So I'm excited for sure.
Amazing. Well, welcome, Cam.
Welcome. Yes. And
Welcome back.
Welcome
back, right.
So much money he raised the first time. That's fantastic.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Really, really impressive. Really impressive. And for a really, really wonderful cause. Okay, so who's next? Ryan. He's also a favorite.
Ooh, all right. So this is Ryan Elder, a television composer. Ooh. How cool. From Live to Give season 4. And he is playing for MORE, MORE, School for Empowerment, a nonprofit school that helps recently resettled refugees in St. Paul transition to their new lives in Minnesota by providing them skills, knowledge, and support.
Nice.
How awesome.
Very cool. Television composer. We'll have to ask him what he's composed. Oh,
he's a composer for. He's a composer for Rick and Morty. So the TV show.
Wow!
So, yeah, it's super awesome. So like a lot of the background, like audio and music in that show, is what he composes.
Neat.
Among a bunch of other things. I just know like that's like a big one.
Off the top of your head, those are the...
How very cool. So like if he, a lot of those composers sometimes have sample pages. So
yeah,
if you're out there looking for a writer or a composer, hit up our guy.
That's
I think
nice.
Dustin's resetting the slideshow. I think he can only go one direction.
Yes, there it is. There it is.
We are.
We're trying. Okay, next. I saw some fun sneak peeks.
Hey,
this
Ryan,
is a great.
we're the same age, so I'm really
Dustin, I need to shout out. I want to shout out Dustin quick. Well, and Sunday's amazing, but this is like really well put together. This is like really awesome. This that he's put together.
Once again,
it's amazing, Dustin. I wanted to say that.
Yay!
Beautiful,
Dustin.
Thanks, Dustin.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did see some really fun sneak peeks. I'm very excited. That one, yay! I was
Sunday.
Yay!
So we have Sunday. The charity of choice is Pay It Forward Fund. How fitting. A nonprofit fund that helps breast and women's cancer patients pay basic living expenses, so they can go through treatment, and that's what Sunday's raising money for. I got to tell you, what a woman.
Amazing. This charity is near and dear to my heart in particular because I have already lost several girlfriends. My very first girlfriend that I made when I moved from Venezuela, which is where I'm natively from, she, after 8 years of battling breast cancer, this was about, I can't believe it, almost 10 years ago. Of course, there's not, and this is why these charities is so important, that there are advances. Had she had some of this available to her, she may still be with us today. As you also know, my other fellow survivor sister, Jennifer Lyons, who also, after many years of fighting it. And so when Sunday came up with her fight, of course, I'm all in. So, and look at her, she's fighting it, and then also still putting herself out there to do these things, to fight with every tool that she has.
Mm-hmm.
And she's absolutely inspirational. If you don't follow her on Instagram or Facebook, just listen to her messages, and it will just fill you with so much joy and spirit.
100%.
Oh,
100%.
Good stuff.
Absolutely. Who's next?
All right.
We have a fan.
our first fan.
Our first newbie to season 5, Savannah. She is playing for NAMI, N-A-M-I, National Alliance on Mental Illness. Very cool. Awesome.
Very cool and very befitting at this time where that seems to be not to undermine the pre-existing reasons that mental illness has existed, but also kind of been highlighted, I feel, during this challenging time that we're all going through. So yay, someone putting it out there.
Absolutely.
So good luck to you, Savannah, if this is your first time playing.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Very excited.
I'm excited with her picture. Whoa!
Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
It's ironic.
Oh.
It's her. So you must let me talk about him. Yay! I had no idea. Well, I'm not surprised that he is representing the, what is it? The Armed Forces? What is it?
The Armed Forces.
There it is. Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to say. It's befitting because I know that he's a veteran. The Armed Forces Service Center, AFSC, is an all-free stop located in Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport. Wow, I did not know that. That's wonderful. For active duty military personnel and their dependents, reservists and National Guardsmen and military retirees and their dependents. And again, if space is available, which is probably one of the reasons that he is trying to raise funds for this so that there's always space available for our veterans. And Papa Smurf, yay! Of course, those of you who know, he was also on my season, albeit we were on competing tribes, but we didn't get a chance to, compete for long, as you might know. I don't know if you know the behind the scenes story, if you want me to tell you what happened, what really happened to Papa Smurf, why was he medevaced away? If you want to know, I think I hear some screams.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I hear inquiring minds saying, yes, we want to know. So basically what happened is Papa Smurf he would snore really, really, really loud at night, which he was so lovable that none of us minded. For me, actually, it was soothing. I loved it. It reminded, oh my God, I'm about to throw my husband under the bus. It reminded me of my husband. So I was like, okay, I'm happy with the snoring at night. But this is how the game of Survivor is so difficult. He thought it would be something that might offend or get others mad at him for. So at night he would distance himself and go and sleep away from everybody in the sand, just away from us, near the beach in the sand. Well, we, of course, as you know, we got separated and I ended up on Ravu. I don't want to remember. And when we came back on day 3 for our challenge on day 3, we noticed that he didn't look so well. He looked like he couldn't balance, so forth. Well, long story short, as you saw, he was medevaced off and out of the game. They could not figure out for the longest, even after we reunited at that halfway point, which is, I made it to that halfway point, and we reunited at that point, and we are all there, by the way, at least in my season, we're kept there until the end of the game. They take you away for the remaining 2 weeks. They take the first group away to a nearby location where we get to recover somewhat. Well, Gary was sick, like deathly scary sick those whole 2 weeks. In fact, very apropos, it happened as we speak at this time in 2006, November 2006, right on this date, we were taking Gary to an ER in Sydney, Australia, because he thought he was going to die. He was so scared, and we were in Sydney because that was the place where we were sent to recover for those remaining 2 weeks. He went to the ER. He spent all night at the ER in Sydney, Australia on Thanksgiving Day. I think how apropos. And they still couldn't figure out what the frick-frack was wrong. Until then, finally a couple weeks later, we came back home, and then we all finally found out 2 months later when we reunited for our reunion episode, is when he finally let everyone know that it was thanks to the doctors in the U.S. who finally figured out this is what happened. He was covered, and we knew that. We saw it back then, but no one, we're not doctors, we didn't know. But again, not even the Australian doctors able to see it. He was covered in sand flea bites. There was not a pore. The doctor in the United States told him he had about 3,000 sand flea bites. And normally, if you go to a beach, you can get bit by a flea, a sand flea or two, and no big deal. But in his case, it was such an overload that he was going into anaphylactic shock from the overload of the poison of 3,000 of those. And so he could have died. It was a miracle that he didn't, but that's what happened.
Wow.
Oh, crap.
I've never heard that story before. Wow.
Either.
There you go. That's what happened to Papa Smurf. So I think it was worth taking.
Yeah. Wow. You heard it here first, people.
Behind the scenes. There you go. Okay, so now passing the mic. Let me give you the mic.
Janicki.
There you are.
A favorite of favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Janicki's playing for Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. Oh my
Wow.
goodness. These charities, you guys are just
Wow.
doing such great stuff for people. This is helping provide free services for children with brain tumors and the families and to give them resources as well as scholarships. So how cool. Hope for the future as well.
Mhm.
Very cool. And love that picture of the young man there, kind of brings it home, the little boy.
Oh yeah.
All right, moving on to another. Now we're going to a fan. All right.
A fan, a newbie. We have Ryan, who is playing for the Minnesota Milk Bank for Babies. This is a new one for me, folks.
Oh, interesting. Cool.
Let's check this out. But he's a newbie to Survivor. He's a fan. He's going to play against all of these contestants. I can't wait to see how he does. But do you guys know what a milk bank is? I've never heard of
Yes, I do. It's like breast milk, like to gather, because as you know, I see like I'm doing, you can see my hand.
Where's demonstrating?
I'm sure most people are like happy
Hey,
covered by my son. My kids are like, oh my God, Mom, TMI. Like, I've got like the perfect outfit for it. What? I have the perfect outfit to highlight that.
Oh my
As I was saying, it's like to save the breast milk, because of course, as you know, they highly recommend that it's so beneficial, so that they can have access to human breast milk. So it's pasteurized and so forth. So very interesting. I wonder what his story is behind why he chose that, right?
Absolutely. And I can't wait to see how those stories kind of hopefully come out in the edit or in the live feed. Brandon, are you doing live feeds for this?
No, we don't live stream it. It's one of those like extra, it just adds extra work. So, but we film everything. We have like 16, like 18 cameras, so everything gets filmed. So all these stories, they all play for a reason. All these charities mean something to them. So it is really cool to see all of it kind of unfold as to why. And I'm excited.
It's interesting. I do have to add, I'm loving, I think he's going to do well. He seems like in that picture, look at him. He's like super like focused, holding the
paddle.
Like,
paddle.
He's all focused. So
very stoic.
I watch out for Ryan. I see like, look, he looks all, don't be deceived, a little picture, all smiles and stuff, but he's the focus one. Be careful. All right, moving on
to a favorite. This is Hannah from Live to Give season 4, and her charity of choice is Love Does, a nonprofit organization started by Bob Goff, committed to making the world a brighter place. They fight for freedom and human rights for kids in conflict zones. Wow, very cool.
Wow. Very needed, because you still hear about those situations like in Somalia and believe it or not, still in places like Ethiopia. There's a lot that we don't often hear about. So bravo for Hannah that she is involved in that. Okay, who's next? Stan, from my former state of where I used to live in Texas.
Where did you live in Texas, Rita?
I lived in San Antonio for 10 years.
Oh my gosh, I lived in Austin.
Oh, no, you did?
So that's like right, a little hop down the road. That's so cool.
Neighbors. Yeah, I lived in fact, my son, I'm going to give him a shout out. He's at UTSA, proud mommy, and studying communications and doing amaze balls. And my mommy, love of my life, mama, is Raquel, the fabulous. That's the reason I got this going on. Okay. Has it even going on even more. She tells people her name is Raquel. My name is Raquel, like Raquel Welsh. You know, I'm 86 years old, but I still wear my bikini. I go to the beach, and I wear my bikini. And my son is like, oh my God, nightmare between my mom and my abuelita and bikini. So, anyway, but interesting. Like I'm seeing he is fighting or participating for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, which is a foundation that I've also worked and done quite a bit for. One of my dear friends was the director for a decade or so for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and I had a dear friend with a daughter who suffered from that disease. So the fellow correlation between Texas also went into the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, another interesting, wonderful cause that I knew nothing about until I got involved. I knew nothing about what cystic fibrosis was. And here she is. I recognize her, right, Kirk? Brandon?
All right. We have Mama C. Brandon, I'm so shook by your casting, dude. Like, this is so cool. So we have Mama C from the infamous Survivor Worlds Apart. She's playing for Give Kids the World.
Yeah.
Give Kids the World Village. Yes. And how very cool. I mean, these players, Brandon, are going to have such a fun time.
Yeah.
So fun.
She's amazing. I got to play with her in the game that Brandon, the last one that he put together. I believe that was the last one that we did. She was in that game with us. She's so nice. She's so wonderful. I hadn't met her before, so I'm excited for her to be a part of this one. And Give Kids the World Village is another incredible foundation. And
all right, Dustin. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And our next, it looks like the name was wrong. It's okay. Dustin, you did so much work.
Yeah,
And
no, I'm impressed.
Look at the middle part of the screen. This is Daniel from Minnesota playing for Blind Inc. Blindness Learning in New Dimensions. It offers vocational rehabilitation for blind adults. How cool. These
very cool. Yeah, amazing.
How do you vote out any of these players? Like, I would go there and just be like, I give up.
Right.
So a fun fact about our event, and I don't know if everyone knows this, but during it, they're not allowed to talk about their charities. For reasons like, you don't want to feel bad for voting somebody else. So, because obviously we have it's like the 50% charity, 50% game. Like, we don't want those to, naturally it is a charity event, but they're also playing a game. So we want them to be authentic relationships and stuff like that. So they do know if they talk about it, that unless it's in a confessional, which is how we get the content, if they do talk about it, they're disqualified. So, yeah. So
that could get hard, but again, like Kurt said, what an incredible, and by the way, I didn't even notice, I don't know if it's because we're like in a cam sort of setting that my mind went to that and didn't notice that. I thought, well, maybe he's a camera favorite.
Oh, yeah.
He's a cam favorite.
He's good looking. So he is a favorite to the camera.
Maybe. He's cute. He's good. He could be a camera favorite. All right, next.
All right, we have a fan, another newbie to this series. And she's 18, Elizabeth.
I saw that. Wow.
And she's playing for the National Fibromyalgia. Ooh, did I say that right? Okay. Again, all of these are great stories. Brandon, we're not going to get to see any of these stories unless it's confessionals, right? Like, why they're connected to.
Yeah. But I mean, we do have it all on film and content. And,
I love that. Yeah.
So it's all there. It's just not in the groups of circles of the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Absolutely. That makes sense. It's just, it's so intriguing.
Like the winner, whoever wins will get in depth their story for their charity, right? Oh,
shut up. That's crazy. Okay, wow, this season is just like, okay, is this even an LRG anymore? Okay, so Aaron from Survivor Island of the Idols is playing as well. He's playing for Thurgood Marshall College Fund, where education pays off. Wow, hubba hubba.
Well, I got to play with him also in the charity. He was part of that, which again, my props to him. He's once again putting himself out there to help and play in this live reality games. This next one, he was so wonderful. I will say this about him: he is so faithful and loyal. What a faithful and loyal player that he is. So that's really admirable about him, and just kind. He has like such a kind energy and soul about him. I noticed that about him when we played. I'd never met him before, never seen him before. So your whoever gets to play with him is in for a treat.
How exciting. So he's coming from Rhode Island to play in the upper Midwest. Let's see how he handles that transition. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Hey, Rose.
This is fantastic. So yeah, we have McRae, the infamous McRae from Big Brother. Which season was it?
I think it's
15.
Oh, it's right. 15, the infamous
Yeah.
15. He is playing for Multiple Sclerosis Society. Wow. How great to have him on board.
Yes. And we have.
Ooh, is it Megan or Megan?
Megan.
Okay.
You get that all the time too. It's like it's Megan.
I think I've met some Megans before. I don't know if it's spelled like that, but she is from season 2.
She's all the way back there too. Yeah.
Wow. And we're playing for, I'm an English teacher, so this is right to my heart. Literacy, Minnesota.
Yeah,
literacy changes lives. I know this is big to you too, Rita.
Yeah.
Literacy for kids and all ages, so important. So how cool. She is back to try to take it this time. All right. So we have a fan. What? We have somebody younger?
Oh, wow.
Which is so is if you guys you probably remember hearing at the end of the very last Survivor that we got to see aired and happening, how they announced that they are recruiting or, welcoming younger, 18 year olds.
So, the thing too is when we released these are their collages. He was 17. Like everyone for our event does have to be 18. So he was 17 at the time of applying, but he would have past tense now is 18 when the physical event takes place. So the Teenage Survivor would be interesting. I feel like
I think so too.
That would be really yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Take me back in time, baby.
That's when I started. When I was
like a 10-year-old. I was like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
How fun. So Derek, best of luck to you, my friend. Good. Raise a lot of money and I hope you do well. We have what? Oh,
another famous from Survivor.
Naomi.
Survivor. Elaine. Was she fan favorite?
She's on Island of the Idols.
Yeah.
Yes, Island of the Idols, the charity of choice is hard for me to read. It's the Knox Whitley Animal Shelter. Oh, if you're an animal lover like me.
Look at the dog.
Oh. Are you guys pet people? Do you have pets?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Four animal children, a grandchild and 3 children. Just like my human one. Huge animal.
Me too.
Yeah.
Instagram at Rita Verreos TV. You'll see a bunch of mine.
Little pit bull. Look.
Oh, hey, baby.
Aww.
Yeah,
Love dog.
We have 2. We're hopefully gonna get a puppy this winter. Elaine, you're playing to our hearts. So who knows? Maybe you'll see a donation from us. Who is this?
Serena.
Serena.
Oh yeah, return player from season 4, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she's playing for Wildlife Friends Foundation. Another one who is rehabilitating and rescuing animals. As
you can see from very perfect picture depicting that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to the wild animals. We went from the domesticated to helping the wild animals, and they all animals need help.
All animals.
Yay! And
good luck, Serena. And now we have a favorite returning, Lance. From what season was he in?
He wasn't. He's a fan. He hasn't played Live to Give before.
Hey,
go Lance!
Yeah.
He will be of this season once he's done.
Yes.
And I think Lance is probably watching too. I saw his name in the comments. Yes. Okay. So let's be clear. Lance is a fan, and he is playing for Hope for. Help me out here.
Opelousas.
All
Mhm.
right. And this is an
Oh,
organization that
good.
supports community development through educational support and neighborhood outreach for the youth
Nice.
in his hometown.
Nice.
So Lance, giving back to where he's from, how very cool. And Lance, we wish you the best on the fans tribe, playing against all these returnees and famous folk. Oh, this is going to be famous, right? This is
Famous.
Yeah.
famous
Famous.
tribe. All right,
Famous.
so you'll see it in the. We'll fix this when it goes out to
No,
everybody.
it's so good though. This is like absolutely
Oh, yeah.
incredible.
I loved watching Kat. I don't know. We're not commenting too much, but Kat is playing for Brain and Behavior. She is, of course, from Big Brother 21. She was a blast to watch.
Oh yeah.
Welcoming Charlie, a favorite from season 3, playing for Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. That's debilitating disease. I've had a couple friends come down with Crohn's in their life, and it's pretty rough. They still don't know all of what causes it all the time for certain people, and so
I have a dear friend who suffers from that, and it is so debilitating and just frustrating not to know. It's like that fear of the unknown. We actually are living it with this disease. So I'm glad people are still out there. We're gonna get to that cure, hopefully, so they don't have to keep suffering. And a fan.
All right, and next is Andrea. She is playing for Open Doors for Youth. That is an organization focused on improving mental health awareness and access for children. I can tell you as a teacher, I'm seeing that every day since COVID and shutting down schools has happened. The kids need it. So they need us. They need adults. So I know this isn't about your show, Brandon, but be there for kids right now. They need us so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's a season 5 contestant, so a returnee, right?
She's new. She's a fan. She hasn't.
Oh, okay.
She hasn't. Yeah, this is her first time.
Okay. Oh,
So,
right.
Yeah.
So very cool. So, and all the links to donate for these players are available on the slideshow, and we'll put them in other places on our page as well. And there's only about, like Brandon, you said, a week left to donate ish. December 1st.
Yeah, like December 1st at 11:59 or whatever is the deadline for the fundraising and the minimum, stuff. So yeah.
It's your final push. It helps them out. So make sure you do it.
Yeah.
This is Katie from South Dakota. All right. And she's playing for Project 147. Another organization, another person assisting veterans. How awesome. Oh, we have.
I recognize that backdrop.
Oh,
what?
Yeah. I'm sure.
Oh.
Yes, I
We have a famous
my
contestant.
dear, so he's playing for, I know very much about this organization because I've had the blessing of being a part of raising funds through what you see in the backdrop there, Reality Rallies. I want to give a big shout out, if everyone could please join me in an applause for Jillian, Miss Jillian Larson, who put together that Reality Rally, which raises so much money for Michelle's Place, which is another cancer resource center. They provide funds for women to get 100% covered mammogram exams, and also when in the very difficult situation when they are diagnosed with breast cancer, they can actually go there and receive any kind of support from just their initial. When some women, believe it or not, have absolutely no one to turn to, and they can actually just go there, walk in, even if it's just to say, I've just got this devastating diagnosis, and they will be hugged and accompanied through the rest of their journey and their fight. And that's what Michelle's Place is all about. And I've been so blessed to be a part of several years to get the chance to participate in that rally, which, by the way, if you haven't, definitely look it up, take a look, go out there. It's so much crazy fun too. It's a really crazy fun way to raise funds. You almost feel like, what? I'm actually doing this for charity. It just seems like so much fun.
So yeah, definitely check that out. That's Jillian Larson's Reality Rally. We can definitely post links to that as well. who's next? That is our breakdown of
There
fan
you
favorites
go.
and famous. That's a big cast, Brandon.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. So
Great.
24 people. I
24.
mean, the thing too is that we extended it a day. Like usually it's a three day, Friday to Sunday evening. Now it's Thursday, so we have a little bit extra time to work with as well. So
So it's what? So it's like Thursday.
Thursday afternoon to Sunday evening. So
Okay.
yeah.
You know, I look at those casts, the names, and it's like this could be anybody's game going into it. I mean, the famous tribe clearly has experience on their tribe, but the favorites also have experience, and the fans, they have what the luxury of not being known. So there's
That new energy. That like newbie energy that literally fuels your tribe.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know.
that's totally true. Not being known, not having people know anything about you. It could work both ways. It could be a tool to help you, and it could also be, it could be a blessing in disguise, or it could also function against you. So,
yeah, definitely, it could be a curse. It's definitely how you look at it. How exciting, Brandon!
Yeah.
So we have just 1 week. We have till December 1st to get donations,
Fundraise.
to
Yeah.
fundraise. And how does it help the contestants? Do we want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I mean, so each contestant, I guess I could go through how the fundraising works and how like the game technically works. So like each contestant has to raise a minimum of $800 for their charity, and then we take 400 and it goes into a pool. So all of them, we take 400 of it, and then that's what they play for in the weekend. So that's 24 times 400. I don't know the exact breakdown, but Alex is probably going to yell at me for not knowing this exact number, but I believe the winner of the game gets like $6,000 extra to their charity on top of what they've raised that already goes to it. So
right there.
for sure donate. And I also want to say, I mean, it's ironic Lance is on here. I also want to applaud all these contestants and the 24 of them, because not only have they been like working really hard on fundraising in the middle of a pandemic, they also have had to wait almost 2 years now because we had to delay this season from July due to COVID. So I'm just really impressed and honestly honored that they have put so much time and work into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it all, I mean, it doesn't all end. The fundraising ends in a week, and then in 8 months, hopefully the game will go on. We have a COVID task force assembled, so we are taking all the precautions we can to hopefully make this for sure happen.
And you can see on the screen there. For more donation information, be sure to go there to the Facebook page, which is Live to Give, MN, to get more information. So important. Every day counts. We still have several days to do that. So make sure that you use those days and you visit that site, or even individually. You know, if you happen to know any of the contestants individually, go
donate.
Go, or any one of us, if I may offer up any one of us, Taylor, Kurt, Brandon, or myself, reach out to us if you have any questions. If you can't happen to find, the answer to your question anywhere else, and we will do what we can. I'm gonna kind of like shameless plug for my social media, but only because I'm putting it out there to answer questions. So it's my name, Rita Verreos, not the whole OG Survivor Fiji. So I had to give a shout out to the OG Survivor Fiji. So it's my name, Rita Verreos. Sounds like Cheerios with a V. Rita Verreos TV is my Instagram. So please, let's all reach out and use that power of following each other so that we can help, events and cause all these causes, like what this Brandon's event is supporting. So really, really important to do that.
Thanks.
Absolutely, and it's great to lift these groups up, Brandon. And you're so thankful of all these contestants, but I want to say we're thankful for people like you that organize, spend your time. I know personally from years past how much it takes out of you to host something like this.
Oh yeah.
And we're super thankful, and we're going to fight it. The human beings, human species, we are going to fight this, and we're going to beat it, and we're going to play Survivor next year.
Exactly. Yeah.
Brandon is a host with the most, I must add. He is really, really incredible. All of the people in that team, the I don't know if you call them I forget now, the ones that are kind of behind the scenes handling stuff, the handlers. I don't know, they're amazing too.
The team. I can't even think of the word off the top of my head, honestly. What producer? I don't even know. Rita, you caught me off guard. I don't know the word to use.
Well, everyone.
Friends.
And I want to say something. I want to throw myself under the bus because earlier I kind of stumbled. One of the reasons that I'm happy that Kirk was doing all the reading is, if you noticed, when I was like reading Papa Smurfs and I was stumbling on it, very funny. My mom, Raquel, the one with the bikini on the beach, she warned me, like, when you turn 40, you're going to wake up and you're not going to be able to see anything. You're going to need glasses. And thankfully, I turned 40, 41, 42, 43. Yes, I'm about to age myself because I love every inch of the skin that I am in.
Yes.
Again, honey. Honey. So anyhow, I was like 40 and I'm like, I'm fine. And 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 50, 51. And I was like, it finally happened. It took 10 years later than she said, but it happened, honey. Oh, and here they are.
Here they are.
Oh, fancy.
Love 'em.
I love them. Did you get it from Zenny?
This is a premiere. No one has ever seen the lip gloss Rita, Donnie. My little Dollar Tree 1.5.
Oh, I love it.
Queen.
1.5 plus reading for. I should have reached out to do that, but anyhow, that's why I was like, American Federation Clear.
That is such a
I like to have fun make fun of myself and have fun. So
you have to follow Rita just for the fashion choices, because periodically throughout the year you get these updates and then you find out exactly where everything is from. Because what do you call it, Rita? It's like chic. It's like
no, you know what? It's what I call it is what I just said. I try to empower women of all ages and kind of combine it with my love for the world and recycling. So I call it's a combination of hashtag old is new again. What?
I love that.
That's it.
I highlight, pieces of clothing to show girls and women that you don't need to spend $1 million to feel like $1 million. That you can go in your closet, honey, and bust out with, items that are like, I've busted out, ask Kirk, with things that are like 25 years old. And with one, maybe I spent like $2.99, and like he said, I'll tell you how much, I'll tell you from where, and it's this is the new item. I spent literally $2.99 on this whole outfit because everything else that's there, honey, is hashtag old is new again. But then that's where like the recycling comes in. Help your environment, just recycle your clothes and then recycle your style. And so that's what he's talking about.
Yeah. I love it so much. It's so cool. And I wish I had your memory. Gosh, my brain is like, I wish I had your memory and your eyesight. I'm 41. I have astigmatism. I can't see out of this.
Wow. Well, thank you. Well, you have it all. You're, Kirk, again, we got to share so much time. Everyone here is so wonderful. There's so much to say about everyone. And again, Brandon, Kurt, Taylor, thank you so much. Taylor was my dad's birth and brother.
It's like we're connected.
Yes.
Well, thank you, everybody at home. Thank you so much for tuning in and finding out a little bit about this and celebrating that we are going to have a Survivor next summer. It's going to happen. And
Kirk, I also, and Taylor too, Rita, you too. I just want to say thank you. I think the LRG community is so massive and so big, and I love that we're all able to support each other no matter what the game or the platform or any of that. So I'm also thankful that you allowed me on here to speak, and kind of it's been nice to connect again with Taylor and Rita and officially meet you, Kirk. So it was
It was really
a lot
fun.
of fun.
Finally meet you, and Taylor, it's a blast seeing you. And Rita, I feel like you're the first survivor, like you're the first person on our podcast to do this. And so as much as this means a lot to you, it means so much more to us. Like you legitimize us. Thank you for coming on.
Stop it. You're gonna make lip gloss Rita cry.
We're not going to cry because we are giving thanks.
It's
we're all survivors.
Me, honestly, every invite I get, and I was just sharing with a work colleague of mine, every time I get an invite like this, it's really just you're confirming the support of these kinds of shows that only of us that are involved in it really know the behind the scenes of what they truly and the impact that they have, caused with people like you, Kurt, Taylor, Brandon, that take that platform and thank you. Use us to help you guys do what you do. You are the true survivors.
Oh, that's so cool, Rita. I hope someday we have you again. Brandon, I hope this is a record-breaking year. And Taylor, I hope we get to play Survivor again and we actually get to play together. All right. That will be it tonight, folks. We will talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.